My name is Catherine Walsh. I'm 65 years old, and the day my daughter told me she was selling my house was the day everything changed. Mom, sign these papers, Jessica said, spreading documents across my kitchen table. We're selling the house. You're going to Sunset Grove Nursing Home. I looked at my daughter, the girl I'd raised alone after my husband died when she was 7. I worked 3 jobs to pay for her college and wedding. Jessica, I don't need a nursing home. You're 65. You fell last month. Brandon and I talked to a lawyer. Since you gave me power of attorney for your surgery, I can handle this. My son-in-law, Brandon, smirked from the doorway. I'd never liked him. And my things? Well, keep what's valuable. The rest goes to charity. That night, I remembered the safety deposit box. My husband, Thomas, had given me a key before he died. Kathy, if anything happens to me, wait until you really need it. Box 892 at First National. Don't tell Jessica she is not ready. The next morning, I went to the bank. Inside the box was an envelope and a letter. My goodness, Kathy. I've been investing for 30 years. We have $1.8 million in stocks and bonds. Everything is in your name. The lawyer is David Morrison on Oak Street. If Jessica ever treats you like you're worthless, show her this. Oh, my love, Thomas. I called Mr. Morrison immediately. Mrs. Walsh, I've been waiting for your call. You're a very wealthy woman. Can you investigate Jessica and Brandon's finances? They were drowning in debt. Brandon had lost his job months ago. They were 3 months behind on their mortgage and had maxed out credit cards. They needed my house desperately. Mr. Morrison, stop the sale of my home and keep my financial situation confidential. Jessica called 2 days later, furious. Mom, the title company says there's a problem with the deed. Maybe you should have read the power of attorney more carefully. It only covers medical decisions. Mom, we need this sale. We already spent the deposit. So, you were going to put me in a nursing home to cover Brandon's debts. Silence. Come to the house tomorrow, both of you. They arrived looking terrified. We sat in my living room. Here's what I know. Brandon lost his job. You're $200,000 in debt. You forged documents. You're going to abandon me in a cheap facility. Jessica started crying. Mom, we're desperate. We'll lose everything. So you thought stealing from your mother was the solution. Brandon whispered. I made that investment. I thought I could fix it before Jessica found out. Jessica looked at me, tears streaming. Mom, I'm so ashamed. I panicked, but I said it was the only way. I let the silence stretch out. Here's what's going to happen. My lawyer will help you file for bankruptcy. You'll lose the house and cars, but you won't go to jail. Why would you help us? Brandon asked. Because you're still family, but you'll work for it. Real jobs, no bailouts. You're going to learn what I learned when your father died, that you're stronger than you think you are. 6 months passed. Jessica called every week about her grocery store job and tiny apartment. Mom, I'm exhausted all the time. How did you do this with a child? Because I had to. Because I loved you more than comfort. 1 year later, they invited me to dinner. Their small apartment was clean. Mom, we paid off a quarter of our debt. Brandon has a steady job. I'm taking night classes to become a teacher. I'm proud of you. Brandon spoke up. Mrs. Walsh, I convinced Jessica you were a burden. I made her see you as an obstacle. I was wrong. Jetta held my hand. Mom, this horrible year has been the most important of my life. I finally understand your sacrifice. I threw away our relationship for money I didn't earn. I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Hope. Jessica, would you like to know about your father's safety deposit box? I told them everything about the $1.8 million, about how I'd known all along I could solve the problem, but I chose not to. Jessica's face went through shock and finally understanding. You let us lose everything, but you saved us. Yes, because you needed to learn that I'm not a big account. I'm your mother. Jessica hugged me tight. Mom, you saved my life by loving me enough to let me fail. 2 years later, Jessica and Brandon had paid off their debt. She'd become a teacher. They bought a small house through hard work. I used Thomas's money to start a foundation helping single mothers with job training. Jessica volunteers there every Saturday, telling her story to women who come in. Last week, she brought me flowers. Mom, we're having a baby, a girl. We want to name her Catherine Thomas. I thought about my husband who knew exactly what Jessica needed to learn. That's a beautiful name. Will you help us raise a daughter who understands the value of family over everything else? And I said yes, because that's what this was about, not punishment, but teaching the people we love that they're capable of more than they believe. My name is Catherine Walsh. I'm 65 years old, and the day my daughter told me she was selling my house was the day everything changed. Did you enjoy this story? Comment where you're watching from, like and subscribe for more inspiring tales. See you on the next one.